welcome everyone. Let me just, whoops. So we're going to do a manifesting circle, which some of you may have done before and some of you haven't. So the goal of this is to make the book launch go fabulous. We'll talk more in detail about that. I hear someone typing away. You might want to mute yourself if you're not speaking. And the other goal of this is for everyone to learn how to do this for your own projects and businesses. So you could take this idea and do it for something you have coming up. So that's the goal we have. So I have some slides. Let me see if I can share those. And present. So I'm hoping you can see my slides. It says loading. Hopefully it's going to go beyond loading. Here we go. I can see them. Can everyone see them okay? Hope you can. You can. Great. So, Mega Manifest.
Yeah, I can.
You can. Excellent. So, this is our event. I just said what the overview is, that we're going to be doing some manifesting magic for this intuitive leadership book. And you're going to learn how to do group magic for your projects. And that we'll also do some releasing of any blocks that I and anyone else has for resistance for this project being wonderfully successful. So that's the plan for the 15 minutes. So let's start by connecting to the light. That's the acronym I use, to the light connect. So take your consciousness up and go up a few thousand miles to where you feel truth and light and love, and bring that down through your head, through your neck, through your chest, down through your tummy and abdomen and hips, and down through your legs, down, down, down into the earth, and connect to the energy of Mother Earth, of acceptance, understanding, and support, and love, and bring that up through your feet and legs and abdomen, tummy, heart, neck, and head. So now you should have light coming from above and light coming from below at the same time. And now expand your heart out, as big as the room you're in, as big as the building you're in, as big as the city you're in, as big as the country, across the continents and the planet, the solar system, across the galaxy, and the whole universe. So now you have light coming from above and below, and you've expanded yourself out. So let's have a look at the book, because we're going to be connecting to that in a moment, so we better know what it is. And I'm going to talk about the book, but really it's a book and a movement. When I say book, I mean both book and movement. And it's a book on business intuition, and the movement is to get people using intuition openly in their businesses. Name of the book is Intuitive Leadership Secrets: How a Conscious CEO Doubled Profits and Half Stress. So, whoops. So, what I want to do now, having each of us having connected to the light, is imagine all of us in a circle, and we're connecting to everyone else in the circle. Oh my God. And we're connecting to the book. The book is part of this. So let's just see all of us connected together and all connected to the book. What would it take to be fully connected to each other and the book in this moment? Okay. So we're going to do some manifesting for this project. And a way to manifest is to take light, intention, and focus, and that creates results. So let's look at the intent here. So these are some intentions I wrote out. What would it take for this to shift 1 million or more business leaders to use intuition tools openly at work in 2017? What would it take that we shine more than enough light to have this happen now? So in thinking how to achieve that, what would it take? I want to look at some different graphs of numbers of how many people have heard of the book, how many people have bought the book, how many people have read it, and how many people have acted on it. So that's 4 different stages people can go through with a book or an idea or a project. They first have to hear of it, then they have to decide to buy it. And then, as we know, a lot of people buy books but don't read them. And then it's often common people read a book but then don't actually do anything with it. So the goal here is to have people go all the way through and take action on these ideas and start using business intuition tools in their business. And we're going to have a look at some what would it takes with different numbers. So here are some different numbers. And the reason for using different numbers is because different resistance can come up at different numbers, and we can play around with manifesting different numbers. And it just creates an easier manifestation by doing that instead of just focusing on one number. So what would it take for 100 people to buy the book in January? Seems pretty easy is what I feel on that. What would it take for 1,000 people to have bought the book in January? What would it take for 5,000 people to have bought the book in January? What would it take for 10,000 people to have bought the book in January? So I feel more resistance on that. I could feel my body shaking a bit, and I heard someone sneeze, which is a good sign of resistance. Yes. Sneezing, laughter, some other body things can happen, releasing resistance. What is anyone else noticing, thinking about what would it take for different numbers of people to buy the book?
5K.
I can't quite hear what you're saying. Is this sounded like Matty?
Yeah, I got 5K.
5K is what you got.
5,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I got to about 5 too.
Okay. Well, that sounds wonderful. What would it take for it to be 6,000? Let's stretch it. Let's throw more light into it. So let's imagine there's a pattern where the 5,000 books are sold in January. And let's expand that pattern out. So if you saw a pattern of light in front of you, and you imagine it getting bigger, and then we are throwing more light into that pattern where there was 5,000 sold in January, and we're expanding it and clearing out anything blocking that. And then let's look.
There's some resistance to 6K.
What did you say, Matty?
There's some resistance to 6K.
Yeah, I get that.
You have to put more light.
Yeah, let's throw more light into it. And let's leave that cooking while we move on to how many books are sold in the year. Okay, So we'll just set that in the background, then look at what would it take for 10,000 books to be sold in 2017. Yeah, I felt something on that one. What would it take for 50,000 books to be sold in 2017? What would it take for 100,000 books to be sold in 2017? What would it take for 1 million books to be bought in 2017?
You're okay with all?
What did you say, Matty?
You are all okay with all of them? All the way to 1 million?
Is that what you're feeling or you're asking?
I am feeling.
You're feeling, well, good, that's great. So yeah, I cleared some issues with Lisa, who some of you know, around me being famous and being in the spotlight as intuitive and transgendered. And I released, relighted, and across all realities on that, which is the phrase I use for delete, delight, de-story, and uncreate. So cool. Well, let's keep moving because I'm looking at the time. So everywhere it's not safe, right, and good to launch this book on January the 13th, 2017. Let's release, relight across all realities on that. Everywhere it's not safe, right, and good to author this book. Let's clear that. Everywhere it's not safe, right, and good to promote this book. Let's clear anything blocking that. So the issues that I've seen as resistance here is that, you know, many people had past lives where they had issues doing intuition work or magic in their work. And it can come up as fear in doing this openly, or writing about it, or promoting it. So let's clear all of that. All right, and let's clear reader resistance. So it's, what would it take for it to be safe, right, and good to know about the book? What would it take for it to be safe, right, and good to open my mind to the book? What would it take for it to be safe, right, and good to buy the book? What would it take for it to be safe, right, and good to write reviews about the book? What would it take for it to be safe, right, and good to opt in to the book mailing list? What would it take for it to be safe, right, and good to read the book? That had some stuff to clear in it, I felt. What would it take for it to be safe, right, and good to openly act on the material in the book? And what would it take for it to be safe, right, and good for people to tell their staff and friends about the book? So that's what I had on that. Has anyone got any feeling on any of these resistances or anything that came up on that?
I was getting the most resistance in the read it and act on it. The telling their staff and friends was relatively clear. There's a little something there, not much though, and the rest was just flowing. Cool.
Well, let's expand out the reading pattern. Resistance reading, let's throw more light in that. And let's open up the acting pattern, expand that out, and throw a whole waterfall of light into that. Okay, let's leave that cooking. So what would it take for it to be safe, right, and good to try out this stuff? What would it take to trust, for people to trust their intuition and magic? What everywhere that people have fear that this stuff won't work, let's clear that. And everywhere people have fear that this stuff will work, let's clear that. So when I'm clearing it,
There's a little bit of stuff there.
there's a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of fear people have that it won't work. I mean, the image I get is that they have memories of childhood where they used to access their intuition and creativity and magic, and they kind of stuff that down with different programs. And there's also a fear, well, you know, what is it, who does that make me, if this stuff does work, who does that mean I am? Right? If you spent 20, 30, 40 or more years denying that this stuff can work, then it's a little frightening that it could be that easy.
And the languaging to your friends and colleagues.
Say more about that. How you explain who you are, you mean, or what you're doing?
Yeah, finding the right words to the right audience, to the specific audiences. I think helping them language it in a way that it can be received.
Yeah.
You know, some more practical people who would want and need this have to have the language that's more psychology based than spiritual or metaphysically based in order to feel good and kind of use this trust you're talking about in expressing it.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
It will build the trust.
I think you're right. And, you know, my target audience for the book is people who are open to spiritual tools. They may not understand them, but they're open to trying them out, see if they work for them. So in this phase of this movement and book, I'm not trying to convert people who just are totally closed to it. So, okay.
And they're still influenced by their peeps, though, you know. So that's why I think that's coming up.
Right, makes sense. Yeah, the people around them would affect them, and that's probably why people are, you know, kind of reticent to speak openly about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let's open up the circle to any other resistance that people have noticed in the circle to this book and movement. Anything you're noticing in yourself? Any body sensations?
Trust. That would be something.
Trust.
Yes, slight anxiety.
Yes, anxiety. And I heard a cough there, which could be stuff in the throat chakra.
Mm.
A lot of people had stuff done to their throats in past lives. Not very nice stuff.
Mm.
Or even in this
yeah.
we have difficulty speaking up about it.
Okay, mine got some feeling about promoting. So I got some resistance in promoting. So put some light on promoting.
So let's expand promoting out. Expand promoting a whole bunch of times. I got 3 or 4 times bigger than it normally is. And then let's put a bunch of light into that. And promoting just means sharing stuff that you like with other people. It's sharing stuff.
Promoting is fine.
Sorry, I didn't catch what you said, Maddie.
Promoting is now fine.
Good. Excellent. Any other things people are noticing in their body or coming to them as a resistance?
I'm wondering, Michael, how in terms of, like, if you were to give it a percentage, how ready you are to be on that book cover and to really head this movement, because when we spoke a few days yesterday, and you mentioned the book cover and putting a photo of you on there, and as we've been going through this, I want to be absolutely sure that you're like 1000% happy to not only be on the book cover, you know, physically, but to be on the book cover, you know, like to be on the book cover, but to be at the front of your own energy sphere, if you know what I mean, you know, to really just be.
So I think you're right on that. I got 93%. So what would it take for it to be 1000%?
Yeah.
So let's expand that pattern, throw light into it. I usually throw light from above, below, the left, the right, the inside, outside, upside down, any direction and dimension I can get light into the pattern. So, okay, I think that's clearing. There's still some stuff. I feel stuff around my head on that. I think my ego is not happy about it.
There's something around you being happy with your image, with what you look like on the book cover.
Yeah, well, let's have me be happy.
Yeah.
And let me project that happiness and peace.
Yeah, super happy, and that you are not only the perfect person, but you have the perfect image as well.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Different parts of this call, including this particular piece you just went through with Barbara, there's a lot of grounding energy coming up.
So you're saying
So
it would help me to ground around being on the cover of the book? Or
yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. And it's not like the energy is not flowing you down, reaching for the grounding. It's you asking, and it's flowing up through you.
yeah.
Boom.
Well, one of the things thank you, that's helpful. Let me do more grounding right now. One of the things I've been doing the last few months that I want to share is we've all been connecting to the light, connecting above, connecting down to the earth. The other thing I've been doing is connecting to my home planet. I just invite you right now to connect to your home planet and just see how that feels to you compared to connecting to the earth grounding. And I've been doing both, connecting to the earth and my home planet. You don't have to know what your home planet is to just say, I want to connect to it. And just notice how that feels. Does anyone have an experience as to how that feels compared to grounding to the earth?
That's a zoomer.
It is. It's fun, isn't it?
I've never done that before.
Me
Oh, well,
neither.
then you learned something new.
Yeah.
That's a way I find to ground better.
Lighter.
Oh, what were you going to say?
Michael?
Yeah.
I was just curious, like, how do you feel right now, like your fourth chakra?
In my heart, there's a bit of grayness in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is a bit of what?
I felt gray. It felt gray, the color gray. So let me just clear that out.
Oh, okay.
Like some anxiety.
Yeah, because I feel really tight. Like there's
Mhm.
like something very tight, exactly like an anxiety feeling, quite tight, and as if there was fear in it, and that's kind of preventing it to expand the fourth chakra. That's what I feel in my body right now, and I feel it's connected to the group.
Yeah, so let's expand that and clear it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ask for an angel gift to help with that. Okay.
Nice flow now.
Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Any other resistance that anyone wants to share at this point?
I sense something in your heart, or the collective heart. It's collective heart.
Collective heart of this group or collective heart of the humanity?
Of the project.
Of the project.
With us and in this container and others around you supporting you
Yeah.
in kind of specific to the project, I guess I would say. It's a little bit of timidness wrapped with some fear.
Sounds like a Christmas food snack, you know? Take a little timidness and 3 drops of fear, wrap them around, bake in the oven.
Yeah, so breathing, right? Fear, just excitement without breath.
Yeah, good reminder for us all to breathe deeply.
Oh, look who's joining us.
I can't see who has joined us.
Jade.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
My guy's here too, but he's asleep right next to the computer.
Ah, he's
Yeah.
probably working in his sleep.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, last call for any resistance. Anyone notices? Anything in your body or that's coming to you?
Um,
I'm feeling stuff in my shoulders, which feels like responsibility. So let's make this more joyful and lighthearted expansion and launch.
look at everybody. Aw. I was getting a little something about your hands, Michael, being confident with your hands.
Oh,
Your hands
okay.
deliver things, right?
Yep. We manifest things with our hands, manipulate, manifest.
I'm getting that the project is clear.
You're getting clear. All right. Well, we can always clear things later, but for the purpose of keeping this call concise, let's keep moving. So,
I might have to jump off, by the way, here in a
yes.
couple minutes.
That's fine. No, that's okay. I said 15 minutes. Obviously, I didn't think through the time requirement when I did this. So if someone needs to jump off, jump off. I am recording it, so I'll post that up in the group. Okay, I want to make, so we've done a bunch of magic, okay? I want to make the magic auto-upgrading. So what would it take for this book launch magic that we've all done and created here to auto-upgrade as needed before, during, and after the launch? Okay, because the situation may be different in 2 months' time or in 6 months' time. And I want the programming we've done for this magic to auto-upgrade itself.
Mm-hmm.
Both for changes in each of us and all the readers and, you know, all the humanity's morphic field as well. Okay, well, that feels good to me. And then let's send out this energy into the universe. What would it take to have a successful, joyful, and profitable book launch? Let's send out all these clearings we've done to resistance into the universe. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being supportive of this book project and being book ambassadors, whatever that phrase might mean to you. And I just want to express gratitude for you taking the time to do this and, you know, be open to learning something new and playing with it. Any gratitudes anyone else has?
I have a gratitude.
What?
Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes. What's your gratitude?
Okay, good. I came a little bit late, but I want to share personal gratitude for being part of the process and part of the magic and the circle and the development. I know how personal this book is to you, and I feel the positive energy
around it. So I'm very glad to be part of the book ambassador in the group and the overall energy of positiveness that I feel this book will have on the folks that are close to its development and all of those that will read it. So I'm very grateful to be in there. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Maritza. Appreciate you saying that. You're our purple-haired ambassador.
I'm also thankful that you're actually bringing this to the world, it's definitely a topic. We were talking here on the castle the other day about us getting out of the closet in our sense of spirituality, and I think it's really awesome that you're helping us with that and really bringing this and making intuition into business. People more conscious, and let's have more conscious business going on as well.
Thank you, Nicole. And it's so exciting that you're in a castle with other people writing books, right?
Yes, I am. And it's pretty interesting. The energy here is also really strong on the intuition side, spirituality. So I think there's something really going on in the universe right now, and all the dots are connecting. Everything's aligned.
Cool. Anyone else want to share before I go to the next slide?
I feel gratitude for this occasion, learning this, participating in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Matty.
I'm grateful to be a part of it, Michael. I can't wait till it hits the world because, it's going to have quite an impact. So it's really cool.
Thank you, Barbara, and I appreciate your support here and in the NLA Mastermind we're both in.
Michael, this is Robin. I ditto what everyone else says, but I'm grateful for you putting this, what I see as a drop that's just kind of radiating out and out and out. It's already starting now, and I think it's just going to continue beyond your project, even if you project out in the future.
Thank you. I love that metaphor, and that's probably where that image I had for this Facebook event came from, of the drop going into the water and rippling out.
It's also a really good reminder just to use magic in our own businesses, because it may sound silly, but I just forget. So it's a really good reminder to use all of this, because I've been doing it for a number of years outside my business, but it's time to bring more of it in. So thank you for that reminder.
Cool. Thank you, Barbara. That's a great point. All right. So I thought a slide summarizing what we've done. So I'll give you all the slides. But just so you can use this in your business. So we connected to the light. We connected everyone in the group onto the project. We did some what would it takes on the intent. We played with different numbers, which, for a book is pretty clear, but you can make up numbers for whatever project you're launching. We cleared resistance, and then we focused on gratitude. And then I just want to point out what we're doing here. We're using some of the tools from the book to make the book launch more powerful. So it's kind of recursive magic, which I thought was kind of fun and cool. It's always good to use magic on itself or use intuition on itself, because it makes it more powerful. All right. So I think that's my final slide. Okay, so I can stop sharing the slides. And then we come back to there. So anything anyone wants to say before we go?
Will we have another magic session before the launch?
I don't know. That is a possibility. I mean, maybe you can think what would be inspirational for that if we did that.
It would definitely be cool to have something closer to the launch, and then maybe with also some of the imagery that you're using, and we can throw more light into that imagery, stuff like that. That'd be fun.
I mean, I think it might make sense to do something on the launch date. That's what just came to me. And I could imagine doing something before the launch. So I'm open to doing it. It's not quite clear to me what.
You might be very busy.
I am very busy, but if you want to get something done, give it to a,
busy.
if you want to get something done, give it to a busy
Yes,
person.
yeah.
So, okay, well,
Yeah,
I think most of you are in the Facebook group for this book. If you're not, I'll give out the URL into it. The group is called Conscious CEO Growth. You can find it by searching that, and I'll give the URL to it into the Facebook event, so you can find it if you want to join that. And that's where I've been putting out material from the book, and where I've been requesting help. And if you feel other resistance or have other inspirations, feel free to share them there. That's a good place to put things out in. Great. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. So have a great rest of your Tuesday. And yes, love and kisses, hugs to all of you. What would it take to have an amazing Tuesday?
Have a good week.
Good week, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.